Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dwyer Stadium. After an off day yesterday, the Muckdogs return to the field today as they take on a brand new opponent. Shouldn't say brand new, but the first time these two teams will face off this year as the Muckdogs face off against the Auburn Doubledays. The Doubledays come into this one right behind the Muckdogs in the standings. They're 6-4-1, while the Muckdogs sit at 7-4, coming off of two straight victories. The latter half of those two, a wild, miraculous 3-2 comeback victory in the bottom of the ninth inning. They had not scored a run all game, the fastest game of the season far and away. A pitcher's duel. Pablo Sainz was dominant, but it came down to the hitters, and Braden Reyna proved to be the hero with a walk-off two-run single. Already the third walk-off of the season for the Muckdogs, and they've just got 7 wins. We're only 11 games in. More than a quarter of their games have been more than a quarter of the games they played this season have ended up in walk-off victories. That being said, the 11 games are about to go up quickly. There's been some time off early in the season. That's going to change. We're about 3 weeks into the campaign. Things are really about to pick up as today for the Muckdogs begins a stretch of 8 straight days with games. They're getting into the thick of the season. This is really the chance, coming into this already with some positive momentum and their 2-game streak. This is really the chance for the Muckdogs to go on a run. Their pitching, though, is going to be tested. When you play this many games in a row, the depth gets put into question. But fortunately for the Muckdogs, the pitching has been very strong so far. They have the third best team ERA in the PGCBL, and any time they've given up runs, the offense has been there to battle back. Their offense in the early going is third in average. They're third in on-base percentage and 5th in slug, so hanging around the top of every category offensively. They've been doing a strong job at the plate, strong on the mound, and that is what contributes to a 7-4 record. And frankly, I'd expect that number, that 7-4, 3 games above 500 record, to really elevate in the next week. I'm expecting a strong week of play. There are some guys who were not here yet who have now come into the fold as their collegiate seasons are done. I think the Muckdogs are just about ready to hit their stride. And that victory on Sunday is fitting. It's a potential rallying cry for the rest of the season. They've had so many come from behind wins. In such a short period of time, there's a ton of resilience. Now let's give you a look at the Auburn Doubledays. The Doubledays, of course, they have not seen yet this season. They're 6-4-1, as you can see on the screen, led by head coach Matthew Petrosi. He's currently an assistant coach at Monroe Community College, so fun dynamic there. Braden Reyna in the lineup tonight. He'll go up against his assistant coach at school's team. Also, Jaden Sherwood. There's some Monroe Community College ties. Of course, we're not too far away from that campus. Some ties, some coach versus players facing off tonight. That'll be fun to watch. The Doubledays offense has been fun to watch so far. They're 5th in average, 7th in on base, 6th in slug. So not necessarily leaping out in any category, but they've just done a good job at the plate. And those rankings among the league are fitting when you look at their starting lineup. They've got not really a main star player who leaps out as the number one guy, but they've got a ton of depth. Looking at the starters who played in 8+ games, 4 of those guys have an average above 300 and an OBP above 400. So they've got a plethora of guys, some talent in this lineup. Nobody that's really going to be the guy that you circle, hey, can't let this guy beat us. I don't want to say death by 1,000 cuts, but it's more like there's no letdown in this lineup. From 1 through 10, guys that have legitimate threats to put the ball in play, make good things happen. And on the pitching side, the Doubledays so far this season, in the starting pitching department, the rotation has been a two-headed monster. And the Muckdogs will get one of those two tonight. That was Brendan Hilleman. Hilleman this season has pitched in 3 games. He started 2. His most recent outing was a start back on June 12th, so he's on 5 days rest today. In that start, he pitched 6 shutout innings, allowing just 1 hit versus the Niagara Falls Americans in a game Auburn would win 11-5. The one note on Hilleman, on the season, he's got 13 innings pitched, a 2.77 ERA, 11 strikeouts, but 8 walks, and the walks are a note. That dominant start against Niagara Falls, the one blemish in that outing were the walks. He walked 6 batters. He may have only allowed 1 hit, but 6 walks is more than you would like. Muckdogs likely to be patient tonight. We will take a brief break for the performance of the national anthem. We'll be back in just a moment. After that performance of the national anthem, we'll have warm-ups, lineups, and first pitch just a moment away. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a few. With the first pitch done, let's give you a look at the man on the mound tonight. Already seeing some love. Already seeing some love from the family. The man on the mound is Gavin Chandler. Chandler has been great so far this season. He's made 2 starts. Starting pitcher, those are his only 2 appearances. He has tossed 9.1 innings. One note on those 9.1 innings. One of his 2 starts came in a 7-inning doubleheader, so likely would have gone deeper into the ball game. Tossed 4 innings. That was versus Niagara back on June 8th in his last start. A 1.93 ERA, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk. He has given up a few hits, a few more hits than maybe he'd like, but that has not mattered because of his ability to, for one, avoid real damage contact. Every time he's given up a hit, it's been a relatively weak hit ball that just finds a hole. And anytime there are runners on base, he bears down and he gets out of trouble. He's shown an impressive savviness on the mound. He's not fazed by the pressure. Now let's give you a look at the Auburn Doubledays lineup that Chandler will be going up against this evening. Leading off and playing second base, it'll be Tyler Vivacqua. Batting second, playing left field, it's Tommy Kerwin. The third man in the order is the center fielder, Sam Meyer. Batting fourth, and the designated hitter, it's Kieran Kehoe. Batting fifth, playing third base, Josh Thompson. The sixth hitter is the extra hitter, Jedge Strange Traeger. Batting seventh, it's the catcher, Troy Reeder. In the eighth spot, it's the first baseman, Max Fishbein. Chandler comes home with the first pitch, and that is a ball outside. We are underway here this evening. To round out the order in right field, it's that one tapped to the shortstop, Castrataro. He'll throw on the run in time to retire Vivacqua, and we are underway. First out of the game recorded. Tommy Kerwin in the box. Kerwin, still a high schooler. He takes that one for ball one. Just done with his high school days. He is committed to Wofford University as he lines that one into right center field for a base hit. First man on of the day for the Doubledays. Kerwin came into this game with a .400 average, only rising up. He was one of those guys that we talked about at the top of the broadcast as a guy with some real strength in numbers. One of those guys that when you look at the Auburn lineup can do some damage. Just one of many you have to be careful about. Another guy you need to be careful about is Sam Meyer. As he flashes bunt, they'll throw behind Romick at first with a beautiful throw. Cooper Romick sits down Kerwin. Kerwin took a big secondary lead with the bunt being flashed, and he fell down. He fell down trying to get back to first base, and as a result, that one-out single is erased quickly, 2 away in the first for Gavin Chandler as he pumps in strike one. Sam Meyer started 7 games. This is his 8th start of the season. He flashes another bunt right there, looking to lay one down for a base hit. A man with some speed. He's tied for the team lead with 4 stolen bases through 11 games as he swings and misses through that one. Chandler evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, and the count runs full. Maybe too early to say, but it seems like more of a hitter zone tonight. Some close pitches have been ruled outside the zone. 3-2 pitch on its way. Popped up, first base side. Espinal and Romick give it a look, but that one out of play, and they'll do it again. Three balls and 2 strikes now on the third hitter, Meyer. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing outside for ball 4. Chandler thought that was strike 3. He was ready to walk off the mound. Umpire, who, again, in the early going, has seemed more to err on the side of the hitter, rules it ball 4, and the Doubledays have a 2-out base runner for the big 6'7" designated hitter, Kieran Kehoe. Kehoe has been another guy who has been at the top of the Doubledays lineup. He flies that one into medium depth center field. Brian Fry is under it to make the catch and retire the side. So the Doubledays get 2 base runners. One gets cut down by Cooper Romick. The other, Meyer, is left on base. And after a half inning of play, this one tied at 0. The Muckdogs coming to bat. Did you know that 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance with Geico?
Yeah, but did you know that Dewey's favorite snack is popcorn from the Batavia Muckdogs?
We return now for the bottom of inning number 1. Let's give you a look at the Muckdogs starting lineup tonight. Batting first and playing right field, it's the Sooner, Braden Horton. In the second spot, where he usually is, it's the shortstop, Tyler Castrataro. Batting third and playing center field, it's Brian Fry. In the fourth spot, the first baseman, Justin Espinal. Cooper Fesh is the designated hitter tonight. He'll bat fifth. Behind the plate, it's Cooper Romick. He's in the sixth hole. Jackson Inman plays third base and bats seventh. Braden Reyna in left field will hit eighth. Kanta Ueno, the extra hitter, is ninth. And Caleb Walker rounds out the lineup, batting 10th. Give you the look on the numbers for Horton this season. He's hitting .455 with a .625 on base percentage. First pitch to him, low and outside for ball 1. Braden Horton, he's only played in 4 games, but he's gotten out of the gate running in the PGCBL. The coaching staff for the Muckdogs were thrilled to have him here. As that one on the low and outside corner. Just a beautiful pitch at the knees right there. Here comes the 1-1. Horton skies it away, left side, out of play. It'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Braden Horton. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just outside. It's 2-2. The man on the mound for the Doubledays tonight is Brennan Hilleman. Hilleman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Has been great to start the season. 3 appearances. This is his 3rd start. 2-2 pitch on its way. Tapped foul at home, and they'll do it again on 2-2. Apologies for darkness. We will get the screen brightened up for everyone. Again, thank you all for tuning in today. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Here's the pitch to Horton. It's up high, and it's 3-2 now. Three-two pitch. Outside, ball 4. Braden Horton has a lead-off walk. He is a threat to run. That'll be something to keep an eye on. As the shortstop, Tyler Castrataro will dig into the box. Castrataro has played in 10 of the 11 Muckdog games this season. He's got a .333 average, a .486 on base percentage, and a .333 slug. It's good for an .820 OPS. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss for strike 1. No balls and a strike on Castrataro. Hilleman kicks and fires. That one outside. It's 1-1. Hilleman with his 2.77 ERA had that lowered after a fantastic start versus the Niagara Falls Americans. I should say it was lowered to that sub-3 number. So they'll check in on Horton at first. He dives back safely. Went 6 shutout innings, gave up 1 hit. He did walk 6 batters, though. Already saw him walk Horton. The Muckdogs likely to be patient, as he's tough to crack, tough to get a hit against. But he has been prone to the free pass. This season, he was fantastic for Monroe Community College, a teammate of Braden Reyna. That one fouled away. The count now 1-2 on Castrataro. Hilleman for Monroe Community College. He pitched 49.2 innings and had a 1.99 ERA. Sub-2 over that big a span. With 65 strikeouts, tells you what you need to know as the 1-2 pitch. A called strike 3. There's the first out of the ball game for Hilleman. He gets Castrataro down looking. As Brian Fry now will come to the plate. They'll check in on Horton again before pitching to Fry to give you a look at the numbers on Brian Fry this season. He's got a .355 average, a .462 on base, and a .387 slug. Good for an .849 OPS. Takes that one up high, and it's 1-0 on Fry. Fry, to begin the season, spent a lot of time moving around the diamond, but it seems like he's found a home in center field. That one low, and it's 2-0. Two-0 pitch on its way. Fouled back. The count 2-1 on Fry. Two-on pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. There is strike 2. Fry had the first game, he started in center field, both games versus Elmira. Also started in center versus Jamestown. 2-2 pitch now coming home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hilleman goes to the heater and gets his second strikeout here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up the switch hitting first baseman, Justin Espinal. Espinal came through when the team needed him most. Had not had his best day at the plate, but in the bottom of the 9th inning, down to their last out, he lined a single into right field. Those are his numbers on the young season. He takes that one up high, and it's 1-0. Had a bit of an 0 for stretch, but it didn't matter. It shows that resilience. He could have had the doubt in his mind. That one, a line drive into right field. There's a base hit. Picking up where he left off as Horton is going to go for third and make it. Runners at the corners with 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 1. Cooper Fesh will now come to the plate. Fesh, another guy who's really hit well to start the season. First pitch to him. Fouled, left side, out of play. A .455 average, an OPS at 1,000. Cooper Fesh has been everything they could have asked for and more. part of this fantastic catcher trio. Here he got a chance to produce a run early. He grounds that one to shortstop. Fielded, flipped to second base, is in time to retire the side. The Muckdogs get one hit, one walk. They leave runners on the corners, and after one inning of play, this one is tied 0-0. Fans at home, please let me know if that brightness level is better. I just cranked up the camera settings all the way to the highest level of brightness. If we need to bump it up more, I can make that work. Bit of a gray day here. Lights not on yet. Hopefully when the lights come on, things will brighten up a bit. But again, unfortunately, this is the highest setting of brightness that this camera does. We're back for inning number 2. Gavin Chandler navigated through a quick 12-pitch first inning. First batter he'll face here in the second is Josh Thompson, who swings and misses through strike 1. Thompson is at third base. Takes that one for a ball. At third base this evening, on the season so far, a .222 average and a .313 on base percentage, as he jumps ahead here 2-1. There's a swing and a miss. Count 2-2 now on Thompson. That one tapped back to Chandler. He fields bare hand, flips to first base in time for the out. There's one away now. Next man up to the plate, Jed Strange Tregear. He foul tips that one back. The count is 0-1. That one outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball and 2 strikes. The count on Jed Strange Tregear. Pitch on its way. Up high, the count now 2-2. 2-2 pitch on his way. Low. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Apologies, where the camera is having some difficulties. That one up and outside for ball 4. Trying to get this fixed for you all. Apologies for any difficulties. Thank you all for tuning in. Troy Reeder pops one high in the sky. Under it, Caleb Walker. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Max Fishbein will dig into the box now. Fishbein starting at first base this evening. Chandler comes home. First pitch called, strike 1 on the outside corner. Again, apologize. We're going to, after this half inning, we'll reset the stream. Camera picture has frozen up. Having some difficulties here today. The count, no balls and 2 strikes on Max Fishbein. Chandler's next offering up high. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes here with 2 away. Runner at first base, Strange Traeger, the 1-2 pitch on its way. It hits Fishbein, and there are now runners on first and second. First pitch is upstairs. It's 1-0 now. The man at the plate, Gianni DeCerbo. DeCerbo is starting in right field this evening. That one, high fly ball into center field, taking a few steps back. Under it and making the catch is Brian Fry to retire the side. No runs, no hits. 2 men left on base. Chandler gets out of it, and after an inning and a half of play, it's still 0-0. We're back now for the bottom of the second inning. Again, sincerest apologies. The camera is having some difficulty trying to get it back up and running. It has shut down. Cooper Romick pops one up, first base side, under it, and making the catch for the first out is the first baseman, Fishbein. There is one away here in the bottom of inning number 2. Jackson Inman will now come to the plate. Inman has been a steady spot in the 5th spot in the lineup in the early going this season. He's been a big-time RBI man. He's got 11 ribbies as he lines that one to right field for a base hit. A 1-out single for Jackson Inman. And there's a man on first base as Braden Reyna will now come to the plate. Braden Reyna digging in. The hero in the game versus Jamestown takes strike 1 right there. No balls and a strike, the count. He pops one up, third base side out of play, and it's 1-1. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on his way to Reyna. He fouls it back. They'll do it again. Reyna on the season has a .313 average and a .450 on base percentage. He's had a great eye at the plate with 7 walks in the early going. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Hillman with his 3rd K of the day. That's out number 2. It brings up Kanta Ueno. Ueno is the extra hitter this evening. He's batting .313 so far as a .316 on base. Driven in 4 runners. Was key in that big-time comeback victory over Geneva. First pitch to him. Grounded, second base. And it goes under the glove of the second baseman and rolls into right field. Ueno is on, heading to third is Inman. There are runners at the corners with 2 away now here in the bottom of inning number 2. So an E4 allows Ueno to reach. It moves Jackson Inman to third. As Caleb Walker comes to the plate. Walker has been a slick glove, and he's been hitting well as of late. He had his first extra base hit just a few days ago. He's brought his OPS up at .554, but the way he's been swinging, expect that to continue to climb. He takes that one outside. It's 1-0. That one goes to the backstop. Scoring is Inman, advancing to second is Ueno. The count is 2-0 on Caleb Walker, and the Muckdogs have their first run of the ball game. We will get this fixed up and running. I'm just trying to wait until the half inning so we don't miss any action, as that one's fouled back. I guess for the people in the stream, would you prefer if I cut it out, reset the stream, and I'll fill you in on what happens, or keep it going until the end of the half inning, and then reset then and get things back up? As it's 2 balls, 1 strike on Caleb Walker. Man at second base, Kanta Ueno. Walker fouls that one away, and the count now 2-2. Things will be up and running again. Terribly sorry for the issues here. We'll let this run until the end of the half inning, and then I'll end the stream and I'll bring it back for the top of the 3rd inning. We'll reset here, get everything a fresh restart. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking back to second, Hillman comes home now. That one outside, it's 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes, the count on Caleb Walker. Hillman comes home, the pitch. Fly ball into shallow left field. It's going to dunk in. Fair ball. It's a base hit. Ueno will score. Walker is heading for second. He's in there. It was a bloop fly ball down the left field line. It just landed fair. Walker, hustling out of the box, was able to make it into second base. And the Muckdogs take a 2-0 lead. They've still got a man on second base, as the lineup turns over and Braden Horton will come to the plate. Caleb Walker's off for third. Hilleman steps off and guns him down to retire the side. So the inning ends, but the Muckdogs strike for 2 runs. They lead 2-0. We'll be right back. After 2 innings of play, it's 2-0. We're going to reset the stream. We'll be back up with a new one in just a few moments.